So how do you know if you have a really rare penny coin? In this video, we're going to go over 10 pennies that you could potentially retire from because these coins sold for so much money in auction. But without wasting any more time, I'm going to just jump into this video and I'm going to break down exactly what you need to be looking out for to make sure you don't miss any rare coin that you come across. Up first, we have a 1916D 1 cent wheat penny graded by PCGS a mint state 67 red. The first thing you need to know is that the first date they minted the wheat cent penny was 1909. So this is a pretty old penny, over 100 years old. Next, if you look on the front bottom of the coin, underneath the date, you will see a D mint mark. The mint mark stands for where the coin was minted. So the D stands for the Denver Mint. Depending on where your coin was minted will depend on how many coins were minted for that specific mint and also how much money it could be worth. This coin sold for $58,750, and the main reason why it sold for so much money is because 1, it is a really old penny, and 2, it is in a very high grade of a PCGS mint state 67. Now really quickly, the highest grade you can achieve in grading is 70, so this one's only a few points away from that perfect grade of 70. This 1923S wheat penny sold for $66,000, and here's why. So again, this coin is almost 100 years old. It's 99 years old, and you can see underneath the date there is an S mint mark. Now the S stands for the San Francisco Mint. Typically, San Francisco is known for minting proof coins, and also San Francisco typically mints less coins than any other mint, but that's not always the case. This one was graded by PCGS a mint state 65 red, and it also has a CAC sticker. So the mint state grade of 65 is relatively high. The mint state grade can go anywhere from 60 to 70. Part of the reason why this coin sold for so much money is because there is a CAC sticker on the holder of the coin. So what is CAC? So after you get your coin certified by a company like PCGS or NGC, if the coin is very valuable, then you're going to want to send it to another third party called CAC. Essentially, you pay them a small amount of money and they will determine if your coin is worthy of their CAC sticker. And if it is, they will put the CAC sticker on the holder, and that one little green CAC sticker on your holder will dramatically increase the value of the coin. So if you get a coin graded and it's a really valuable coin, then it is worth sending off to get looked at by CAC because this coin sold for $66,000. Here's a 1925D 1 cent wheat penny graded by PCGS mint state 66, and it sold for $74,750, and here's why. So when you first look at the coin, you may think that it's a bit off center, and that's why it sold for so much money. And by off center, I mean if you look around the rim or the edge of the coin, you can see the coin looks a bit shifted to the right there. That happens sometimes, and I wouldn't worry too much about that unless it's shifted quite a bit off center. This one's not quite there, but the reason why it sold for so much money is because this coin is really old. Again, you see that D mint mark there underneath the date standing for the Denver Mint. It graded really highly at a PCGS mint state 66, and there are times that these old coins just typically do not come in this high of a grade. So it's a good general rule of thumb, the older your coin is and the better condition it's in, typically the more money it's going to be worth. Sometimes if you have a rare variety or a rare mint run, that can also increase the value of the coin. Also, if it's a top population coin, and by that I mean just imagine if this coin was the only one that achieved this high of a grade of a 66. That's not the case, but in instances like that, if your coin is the highest coin ever graded for that specific date and mint mark, there are collectors out there that will pay a large premium just to get their hands on a coin that no one else can achieve that same grade on. So this is a fun coin. I always enjoy this coin. So this is a 1922 1 cent coin. Now this one was graded by PCGS a mint state 65 with a CAC sticker. Again, we know what the CAC sticker does, and we also understand that the mint state grade of a 65 is pretty high. This coin sold for $82,250, and this is the biggest reason why. If you have a 1922 penny, the chances are your coin is not going to be worth this much money, but this is what you want to look out for. So look down there at the date. The 1922 date, you do not see any mint mark around the coin. Typically, if your coin does not have a mint mark, that almost always means that your coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. In this instance, for the 1922 penny, this coin was never minted at the Philadelphia Mint, but only at the Denver Mint. So this coin should have a D mint mark underneath the date there, but it does not. So this is what collectors call a 1922 no D 1-cent wheat penny, and that is the biggest reason, in combination with the CAC sticker and the high grade, of why this coin sold for $82,250. Now if you have this coin, make sure you keep it safe, don't get it damaged, find someone trustworthy that you can sell it to, or hold on to it for later, because there is a probability that the coins could be worth more money later on down the line. Or if you're planning on giving your coin collection to a friend or a family member later down the line, you want to be correctly attributing these coins, making sure that the person who gets them understands their true value. If you want to learn more about coins, I offer a completely free ebook. All you got to do is click the link below and I'll send you that free ebook. But you don't have to do that, just keep doing your homework and research on these coins, because the last thing you want to do is accidentally sell your coins for too little amount of money. So this is a 1969S 1-cent double die obverse coin graded by PCGS, a mint state 63, and this coin sold for $86,250. So the first thing you may realize on this coin is that there are a good amount of nicks and gashes on the coin. That's okay, but it's also probably the reason why it graded at a mint state 63 instead of grading higher. Now the biggest reason why this coin sold for so much money is because it's a double die obverse. Now what do I mean by that? So if you look at the motto at the top, Liberty at the left, and the date at the right there, you're going to see what collectors call doubling. Now doubling is a mint error that happens during the minting process, and if your coin has doubling, it can very dramatically increase the value, especially if it's a 1969 coin like this and it grades really highly, because again, this coin sold for $86,250 because it has that doubling and it graded so highly. So here we have a 1914 1-cent wheat penny graded by PCGS, a proof 68. So the first thing you may notice on this coin is that there is a little bit of toning, or what looks like a stain on the bottom right of the coin. That is completely normal. That happens if the coin is stored in an area and the air oxidizes with the metals in the coin. Now there are collectors out there that will pay more money for certain types of tonings that happen on the coin. This one doesn't have any crazy toning like I've seen before, but honestly the biggest reason why this coin sold for $126,500 is because it is a proof coin and it graded at a 68. Now that's only 2 points away from the perfect grade of 70. Now proof coins typically are minted at the San Francisco Mint, but remember earlier I said that coins that have no mint mark are typically from the Philadelphia Mint. This is the instance where the coin is from the Philadelphia Mint. But let's understand how to know if you have a proof coin or not, because this coin is a proof coin. So proof coins typically look more shiny and lustrous. The chances of you finding a coin from 1914, it being a proof coin and this high of a grade, is pretty unlikely. The area that you would find one of these coins would be in a collection possibly given to you by a friend or a family member, or if you came across an old coin collection, say at a garage sale or something like this. These are the types of things you need to be looking out for. But essentially a proof coin is typically going to be more shiny and lustrous than your normal looking coin. This one is a bit harder to tell if it's a proof coin or not. You can get a better accurate representation of if your coin is a proof or not if you either send it in to get graded, which can be a bit costly and time consuming, or you could find a trustworthy local coin expert and let them tell you if the coin is a proof or not. Now here's the thing, not all proof coins are going to be worth a lot of money. There are tons of proof coins out there that are not worth a lot, but again, the reason why this coin sold for $126,500 is because it's really old and it's a proof coin graded only 2 points away from the perfect grade of 70. So here's a 1926S 1-cent wheat penny graded by PCGS, a mint state 65 red, and it sold for $149,500, and here's exactly why. So remember earlier I told you that S mint marked coins from San Francisco are typically minted in a smaller mint run, meaning that there is less coins minted for those specific mints. Now if this coin came in a different mint mark, the same grade, and it sold during the same time period, it might have brought less money, just because depending on how many coins are graded that highly at the time, you know, sometimes there will be collectors that get into a bidding war and they will bid each other up until one person just can't take it anymore and they drop out of the bidding war. But this coin from 1926 typically does not come in this high of a grade, especially from the San Francisco Mint, and that's why this coin sold for $149,500. So this is a 1909 1-cent VDB Lincoln wheat penny graded by PCGS, a proof 67 plus with a CAC sticker. So let's get the obvious out of the way. The first thing that you see on this coin is the rainbow effect on this coin. Sometimes special lighting lighting and good cameras will make this appearance show more so than if it was in person. But this is what collectors again call toning. This is an example of nice toning that people will pay more money for. But the biggest reason why this coin sold for $258,500 is mainly because this is a really old coin. Again, remember, 1909 penny is the first year they ever minted the wheat cent penny. This is the VDB penny, meaning that if you flip the coin over and look on the back bottom center of the coin, you will see the initials VDB. Now, VDB is the engraver and designer of this coin, so it does have some significance there. But the biggest reason why it sold for this insane amount of money is because it's a proof coin and it's graded really highly, and it has that plus designation after the 67 grade. That small little plus designation is given by graders at PCGS or NGC when they think that the coin looks really nice for the grade. It seems insignificant, but in reality it actually brings a lot of money on top of everything else. Remember before I said that proof coins are harder to come by in the older coins? Essentially, this coin is very shiny and lustrous. That's how they were able to determine that this is indeed a proof coin. And lastly, the CAC sticker. Again, you send your coin off to CAC. If they agree that the coin looks really nice, they will put their CAC sticker on it, and it will dramatically increase the value of the coin. All these things combined allowed this coin to sell for $258,500. Here's a 1944S 1 cent penny graded by NGC, a mint state 66, and it sold for $373,750, and this is exactly why. So during the war efforts, they needed bronze for ammunition, so there were some transitional period coins that should have never been struck, and this is one of them. Essentially, this 1944 penny was accidentally struck on a zinc-coated steel planchet. If you have a 1944 penny, it should not look like this whatsoever. It should be bronze. Now, there are some bad people out there that will alter coins and plate them to make them appear to be zinc-coated steel planchets when in reality they're not. So if you're ever buying one of these coins, be very cautious because there are some shady people out there. And if you have one of these coins, make sure that you find someone trustworthy if you're planning on selling the coin, because the last thing you want to do is accidentally sell your coin for too little amount of money. But again, if you have a 1944 penny and it's struck on a zinc-coated steel planchet like this, it could be worth a lot of money because this one sold for $373,750. Now here's the opposite of that coin. This one sold for $840,000. Now your 1943 penny should not look like this whatsoever. It should be struck on a zinc-coated steel planchet like the previous coin, but it should have the 1943 date. In reality, the chances of you finding one of these coins is very, very slim, but it is possible. And to me, searching through my coins is something that I enjoy doing, especially with friends or family members, but I completely have the understanding and realization that the chances of finding a coin like this is slim to none. So I don't want to get your guys' hopes up that you're going to find this coin out there, but this is the reality. I mean, this 1943 penny, you see that D mint mark underneath the date there, that means it was struck Denver mint, and because it was accidentally struck on this bronze planchet, it allowed this coin to sell for $840,000. Hit that subscribe button, it really does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next video.